Sheffield Library Theatre, where I've worked for the last 14 years. Now, I've never made a video about the Library Theatre before because it's not the smartest thing to do to put where you work on the internet, but I'm going to be starting a new job soon, so I can show you this little hidden gem in the heart of Sheffield. This here is Tudor Square. You're probably familiar with the Crucible, and then that next to it is the Lyceum Theatre, and to the right of that we have the Library Theatre, currently covered in scaffolding. In days gone by, the entrance would have looked more like this, and this, and those images are from Google Maps. Plenty going on here, as you can see, so let's have a look around. Now this is the way that you go down to the theatre, but I'm going to show you a little behind the scenes area. This is the control room, and this is where the technician will do the sound over here, and over here is where the lighting tech goes on, and through here you can see the stage and the audience. So we're back to the stairs again. Unfortunately, there are a lot of stairs in this place, so if you struggle with mobility, unfortunately, it's not the place for you. The people that run the theatre would love to make it accessible for everyone, but unfortunately, it's a case of funding. So this is the foyer. The last renovation it had was in the 60s, so you can forgive it for being somewhat vintage. There's a rather antique till and some coffee bubbling on the pot that I'm going to have in a little while. Across from the bar is this little private area that you wouldn't normally get to see. And it's underneath the steps of the auditorium. So this is where the staff will hang out. This part here is usually where the theatre group will sell tickets and perhaps programmes, and they can also take people's coats to hang up. And you can get into the theatre auditorium in two ways. You can either go this way. That scaffolding you can see there isn't usually there during a performance. Or you can go kind of the main way, which is up these steps. And this is the auditorium. It has about 260 seats, and at the back you can see the control room that I showed you earlier. The theatre is mostly used for amateur drama, but also lots of other things as well. Dance, music, film, cabaret, burlesque, you name it. This scaffolding is used to load in equipment, scenery and props from Tudor Square into the theatre. Those doors there open onto the street level, and then people from outside will pass things to staff that stand on the scaffolding. Then the staff on the scaffolding will pass them down to people on the ground level of the theatre, who will then take them off to the stage or wherever they're needed. At the bottom of the auditorium there, we have a fake door, which is made to match the one at the other side. But this door, of course, is real. It leads through to the library, which is the building that Library Theatre is part of. And you can also get through to the dressing rooms that way. Now I'm going to open the curtains now. The controls to open them are at the side of the stage, so I'm trying to do it and get it on camera at the same time, which is going to be quite difficult. There we go. And I'll back up a bit so you can see what's on the stage. So at the moment we've got a set built by Butterside Up Theatre. They've got a performance on tonight, but by the time you see this video that will already have happened. I heard them saying this was meant to be a tree. I think a little bit of imagination is required. And they've brought hay. Now we don't get a lot of bands here, so it's nice to see. Now up there you can just about see there is a large projector screen that can be brought down. And there's various curtains on bars so that they can move around. And that back wall, which is currently covered by a black curtain. That curtain can be opened to reveal a white wall as well. At one side here we've got various ladders, and tucked away in the corner, rarely used, you can't see it because there's no light, but I promise you there is an upright piano in there. At the other side here we've got this little patch bay. You can just about see where you can plug in various microphones. We've got the buttons to open and close the curtain. There is this ancient thing called the Foyer bell. Foyer bell. And if you press that, it makes a noise, but you can't hear it from here, not very much. But it's very annoying to the people in the foyer, and that's basically to say the interval is over, come back through. Now, it is of course very dark in this area, and that's because it's designed to be. The walls are painted black, and there are curtains coming down here. I think we have 4 on either side. They're called legs, which is incidentally is why they say break a leg when you go on stage, because breaking a leg is coming out from behind these curtains. And then here you can just about make out a ladder which leads up, and I'm going to take you up there. So we've just come up this hatch here. Here we've got a sound loop thing, induction loop. That's for people that have hearing aids, helps them to hear. We've got various fire extinguishers, and this is what powers the main lighting for the stage. So this big lever here is what turns the lights off or on. And then up here, that's the house lighting for the auditorium. That's just a little working light. I don't even know what that does. I don't know what most of these things do, to be honest. I'm not a technician. So let's go back down the hatch and I'll show you the dressing rooms. So from that ladder, you can get into the dressing rooms this way. Much lighter in here. Now it's going to be full of stuff. I'll try not to focus on the stuff too much. But there is an ancient fridge, and sometimes there's a kettle. First aid kits, of course. And then through here is one of the dressing rooms. And they have these lights on the top of the mirrors like that. A few spare legs. And then if you go upstairs, there's toilets and another dressing room. More staging here. Here there's lockers. And up here there's another dressing room. So back down to the theatre. There's plenty of stage lighting here, which you can get up to with a terrifyingly tall ladder. That's one of the lighting bars up there. And a second bar of lighting up there, which you can just about make out. The theatre does retain some of its original Art Deco features. It was built in 1934, but it's changed a fair bit since then. It was originally built as a lecture theatre. All of the seats were flat and it had a capacity of about 400. Back then it was simply known as the library's lecture hall, and there was a weird tax law where you couldn't charge admission for performances in this building. So where it was used for drama, it was mostly for student productions. During the war, it was used as an air raid shelter. So just imagine you're out and about in Sheffield, perhaps doing a bit of shopping, and you hear that awful sound go off of the air raid siren. And so you come down the steps into the theatre with a bunch of other frightened people. Must have been terrifying. And it was also used to show war propaganda films from the Ministry of Information. Now, because the theatre has this rich history, I sometimes get asked about ghosts, and I did spend a night in the theatre once. Sorry, boss, I won't do it again. But I can tell you that I didn't see, hear, or otherwise sense any ghostly activity. But I did once come in and find a barbershop quartet singing on the stage. And then they left, and nobody seemed to know anything about it. Anyway, by 1950 they were doing film shows and gramophone recitals, they'd added some dressing rooms, and in 1961 the theatre got its biggest revamp ever. At this point the Library Theatre recognisably becomes the Library Theatre, and many of the things in these photos are still around today, like these vintage hand-lettered signs, these wooden coat hangers, and these plush red velvet seats. But the main changes were raking the seats more steeply, making the stage larger and improving the electrical equipment and lighting, and adding this foyer. After some more cosmetic changes in about 1970, we can recognise the theatre pretty much as it is today. In 2009, the theatre was used as one of the filming locations for the popular Sheffield-based satire film The Four Lions. And in 2011, as part of DocFest, Sir Terry Pratchett premiered his documentary about assisted self-exit. And Sir Terry himself actually attended, and I missed him by about 10 minutes. But some of my colleagues got to meet him. I'm not bitter. Not me, nope. And now it's time for me to have my coffee and start my shift. So, I'll be letting in Butterside Up Theatre soon, and they'll be doing their show. I hope you found this video interesting, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Please like and subscribe.